Hey, well, today I'm angry at the election. It's August 11th of 2020. Joe Biden has just picked Kamala Harris as his running mate. He has a picture of the two of them during the debates. You can look at this and you wonder, is one of them a predator and one of them prey? It certainly looks that way. And I hope Joe Biden survives the Kamala Harris experience. So here we go. We have all four parties known now. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris against Donald Trump and Mike Pence. And what will the election bring? First of all, we don't even know if there's going to be an election. Secondly, we don't even know if there are going to be debates. Thirdly, we don't even know if one of the presidential candidates is going to appear in public again between now and the debates. Maybe he'll just send Kamala Harris out to represent him. Maybe he'll just send his wife, Jill Biden, out to represent him. Maybe he'll use surrogates entirely. This COVID-19 story has given everybody an excuse for not having in-person events, including holding an election. And I will point out that the Federal Election Commissioner, her name is Ellen Weintraub, this is what she said today. A substantial chance that the election results won't be known on election night. Not only that, there is no time at which we will know the results. It will be when they determine that the results are compiled and correct. And what if they think that the correct answer is different? There's no paper trail. This mail-in writing voting is a shambles and a catastrophe waiting to happen. People that I know are getting multiple ballots. I know that ballots are being collected by third parties. I know that elderly people are not responsible for what mail they get and what happens to it. And there are going to be groups that are organized to collect these votes in air quotes. This election is very important. We have the second term of a guy who really has tried to shake things up against an establishment figure. You would imagine the establishment is going to help the establishment figure. They are already doing everything that they can. Any hint that citizenship or identity needs to be verified is taken as a sign of racism, taken as a sign that you're attempting to disenfranchise a voter. Anything that causes a voter any hardship or makes it difficult for them to vote is considered to be a negative. This is nonsense. We need to know that only citizens are voting. You know, when the Constitution was written, the idea was that only those who owned property could vote. Only those who would be taxed could vote. Only those who would be paying money to the government could decide who received the money. That does sound reasonable, but so does the right of a citizen to determine his representative. However, we have the right to determine that only citizens are making that decision. There's no way to know that without checking IDs. There's no way to check IDs without some group that doesn't have IDs who are citizens being disadvantaged. But it's definitely worthwhile compared to having people who are not citizens being allowed to vote. This cannot be allowed to happen. Citizens should be entitled to determine the course of the country. Illegal immigrants, immigrants who are not citizens, resident aliens should not be allowed to determine the course of the country. It's not racist. It's the right of a citizen to determine the course of his country or her country. And here we are heading into an election 84 days away. We have no idea if there's even going to be voting. And we don't know if Joe Biden, who many have accused of being mentally diminished, we don't know if Joe Biden's even going to appear in public between now and the election. Don't we need to demand more? This is our chance to determine the course of the country. I mean, the way things are going with the Democrats, gun control, riots in the streets, Republicans afraid to deploy the troops. This is a very pivotal point in our country. This is essential. Neither party is going to be willing to accept defeat in this election. The fact that the Federal Election Commissioner is stating that she doesn't even know when the results will be known. Indeed, she tells us that we probably shouldn't expect the results on election night. Now, I've been in this country for 42 years, and I've seen 10 presidential elections. I have never seen an election where the results were not known on election night, and I can't imagine either party being happy with the results that are announced days or weeks later. This is the essence of America, our ability to choose our own course, our ability to decide who decides for us, who makes decisions for us, who represents us. It needs to be our fellow citizens who are making these decisions, not resident aliens, not illegal immigrants, not dead people, not children or dogs or cats. We need to ensure the integrity of this election, and we need to get a result on election day. And if the Federal Election Commission is not capable of ensuring that result, then perhaps they should resign and allow others who will ensure that result to take charge. Please, let's retain our republic. Let's retain our ability to vote. Let's retain our ability to determine our own destiny before it's too late. Please, let's wake up.